before the fear disappeared. They simply decided the cost of waiting had become higher than the cost of acting imperfectly. That's the only threshold that's ever mattered. Not readiness, not certainty. Just the moment the pain of staying the same finally outweighs the fear of becoming someone new. You're standing exactly at that threshold right now. The only question left is whether you cross it, or whether you turn around one more time and call it preparation. Right now, there are two versions of you. One will close this video, feel inspired for a few minutes, and wake up tomorrow exactly the same. The other, makes one decision. Not a perfect decision. Not a dramatic decision. Just one promise that he refuses to break. That's where every transformation begins. Not with motivation, with proof. So, the next time you look in the mirror, don't ask, "Can I become him?" Ask, "Why not me?" And then, make sure your actions answer that question. If this video challenged you, don't just like it. Don't just subscribe. Prove yourself wrong. Because the person you've been trying to become isn't waiting for another motivational video. He's waiting for your next decision, not your next plan, not your next idea, not your next burst of inspiration that fades by Thursday. Your next decision, small enough to actually keep, real enough to actually count. The kind that doesn't need an audience to matter, because that's where it actually starts. Not in front of anyone, not with applause, quietly, in a moment exactly like this one, where you either close this video and prove the pattern right again, or you finally do the one thing that's been missing the entire time. Keep the promise. You already know what's been stopping you. You knew it before this video started. You've known it for longer than you'd like to admit. The only thing left to decide is whether knowing finally turns into doing. Why not you?
Never, and I mean never, say, "Sorry to bother you."
Sorry to bother you. I appreciate your time. Quick question. I'm not sure if this makes sense, but here's...
You can't give up just because you want to. We aren't heroes. We're Jujutsu sorcerers. There's no one who can judge us unless they've been us. That's all the more reason why we have to keep proving why we exist. We don't have time to worry about ourselves and our feelings anymore.
Don't say that.
We exist to save others.
You'll end up suffering.
I thought saving people was your driving motivation.
The whole time you stay around me.
Start by saving me, Itadori.
The weakest hunter of all mankind?
Yeah, I hear that's what they've been calling you.
Oh, I see.
They're adults, yet they act like such childish jerks sometimes. Work hard and prove them all wrong. I know you can.
Right. I will. Thanks, Mr. Song. I'm weak, so I get a crappy nickname. I'm weak, so no one believes in me! I hate how worthless I am. I want strength!
Not yet.
I'm not done! It's not over. I won't give up!
Why, human?
Why do you not despair? I already told you. I don't have time for despair. There's someone I can't lose to, no matter what. We made a promise. One that I won't break.
But you're the reason I can push past my limits.
Everything that you thought had meaning, every hope, dream, or moment of happiness, none of it matters as you lie bleeding out on the battlefield. None of it changes what a speeding rock does to a body. We all die. But does that mean our lives are meaningless? Does that mean that there was no point in our being born? Would you say that of our slain comrades? What about their lives? Were they meaningless? They were not! Their memory serves as an example to us all! The courageous fallen, the anguished fallen. Their lives have meaning because we, the living, refuse to forget them! And as we ride to certain death, we trust our successors to do the same for us! Because my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the cruelty of this world! My soldiers push forward! My soldiers scream out! My soldiers reign!
In the Shinobi world, it's not how you live, it's how you die. A Shinobi's life is not measured by how they live, but rather it's measured by what they manage to accomplish before their death. And looking back, my life has really been full of nothing but failure. Continually rejected by Tsunade, unable to stop my friend, and unable to protect either my student or my mentor. Compared to the great and celebrated deeds of the Hokage, my actions are trifling, insignificant things indeed. I wish that I could have died like each of the Hokage. A tale is only as good as its final turn of events, the plot twist. And mistakes are an important part of the plot too. I've lived my life always believing that the lessons I learned are what honed me. I swore I'd accomplish a deed so great that it would obliterate all my failures. I'd die a splendid shinobi. At least that's how it was supposed to go. But this, my plot twist, my tale ending like this. The great Lord Elder prophesied that I would be the one to guide a revolution. A person who will make a great choice that will bring either peace or destruction to the world of the shinobi. I thought I would defeat pain, stop the Akatsuki, and save the world from destruction. But in the end, I failed that too. How pitiful. How sad that this will be the ending twist to the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. What a worthless story it turned out to be. A real ninja is one who endures no matter what gets thrown at him. Let me explain something to you. There's only one thing that matters if you're a shinobi, and it isn't the number of jutsu you possess. All you do need is the guts to never give up. Never going back on your word, no matter what. And never giving up despite what the odds may tell you to do. Never give up, no matter what. That was the true choice that I was supposed to make.
I was a loser too once.
What? You were a loser?
Oh, yes indeed. But I made myself the equal of any ninja, even Kakashi. And I did it through effort. You say you want to show the world you can be a splendid ninja, even if you don't have all the gifts that others are blessed with. That's your Nindo, your ninja way, right? Well, I think that's a fine goal. As fine a goal as I've ever heard, and one worth sticking to. Don't let anything steer you off the path you've drawn for yourself. Forge ahead to the end.
What the fuck?
Hello everyone, today I am testing an interesting tool called Hitem 3D. Hitem 3D can generate a fully textured 3D model from a single image. And their new update focuses on improving texture quality, so the results are more usable in real production workflows. In this video, I'll test it in a simple 3D Studio Max pipeline. And we will go from image to generate 3D model and then final render. Hitem 3D is a tool that converts images into 3D.
And you? Why put your life on the line for strangers, people who aren't even from your country? Just look how beat up and bloody you are, little guy.
You're pretty selfish stealing others' happiness to impress someone.
You go ahead and do what you gotta do, look! But so will I, got it?
I'll do what I've gotta do, and protect them. I'll do it. Because I'm a magic knight!
Amisuke Hero.
And you must be a devil possessed from Spade. But I don't give a damn. Because whoever you are, I'm about to slaughter you.
You know, kid, I like you. Come join our crew. And then, once we're done, you go and become the Wizard King.
I will, Captain Yami. But before I do that, I want to prove I've become the person you always hoped I would be.
Alright, it's a team. Knock yourself out.
No matter what it takes. Even if it means becoming a devil. I have to push past my limits.
Why are you trying to make us worry? Get up and fight!
You're right, Usopp. This place isn't hell. It's not even close.
No. I haven't lost yet!
I'll win no matter what!
I'm not done yet. Compared to that thing, compared to the terror I felt that day, this is nothing!
Set your heart ablaze. Dry your eyes and look ahead. You may feel like digging your heels in, but the flow of time waits for no one. It won't patiently stand by as you grieve.
What do you know? What the hell do you actually know about me, huh? Nothing! I'll tell you what kind of man I really am. I have no strength, but I want it all. I have no knowledge, but all I do is dream. There's nothing I can do, but I struggle in vain like an idiot. I hate myself! All I do is talk a big game and make myself sound like a big shot when I can't do anything! I never do anything, yet I complain with the best of them like it's my job or something! Who the hell do I think I am? I'm a fraud! It's amazing that I can live like this and not feel ashamed! Before I came to this place, before I got into the situation that led me to all of you, do you have any idea what I did with my life? I did nothing, that's what. I've never done a single thing worth mentioning. Wanting to accomplish something important when I've never done anything to earn it goes way beyond the limitations of arrogance. The cost of my lifetime of laziness and all the wasteful habits I forged along the way just ends up killing both you and me.
There was a moment when you actually said you gave up. Surrender is an outcome far worse than defeat.
Wipe that smile off your face! Stopping Black, is that your only goal? You think it ends there? Think about the next threat, in a year, or 5 or 10, or think about your pride! If Saiyan blood flows in your veins, if you're my son as you claim, then I won't tolerate you losing to anyone! You'll be the best, or you'll be nothing!
It's survival of the fittest in this world. This world filled with violence, deception, and betrayal.
My kindness never saved me, no. What I need now is true strength, and I am not gonna give up until I get it! Any pain I go through, any suffering I endure, if it doesn't kill me, it'll make me stronger! I'll get stronger if it's the last thing I do.
Something's off. I refuse to do any work for free. Normally I would have said that and hightailed it out of there. Yet the freshly awakened wielder of the Limitless technique was right before my eyes. He was probably the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer of the modern age. I wanted to reject him. I wanted to bring him to his knees. I wanted to take down the pinnacle of the Jujutsu world and the Zenin clan that rejected me. I've twisted myself into knots for so long, all to try justifying my life. But that was the moment I truly lost. I thought you had abandoned that pride. I thought you had chosen to live without respecting yourself. Or anyone else for that matter.
Do you think losing means you're weak? If you think about it, losing is a trial by fire. To see if you can get back up after you've been knocked to the ground. But if you guys just stay lying down forever, then I'd say that makes you weak.
Are you saying you already know the limitations of your power? You think you know all about your technique, your body, your mind, even though none of those have been perfected? If you believe that a person was simply born with something superior to you, that they just possess a God-given gift, then it is impossible to overcome. No matter your effort, your creativity, nor even your teammates. In fact, it's not even really a problem. It's not worth lamenting because you see it as a foregone conclusion. It's a trap. You will only lock yourself in a spiral of failure and ineptitude. Don't bother comparing your skills to that of another. Instead, you have only yourself to improve upon. Your path is yours and yours alone.
Look, ChatGPT is great for quick answers, but when you need writing expertise, Grammarly is my go-to tool.
In middle school, even now, no matter how much I jump, I always get blocked. Height is...
You don't always get to choose what happens to you. Sometimes life throws weight on your shoulders you never asked for. Responsibility, guilt, mistakes, loss, and the worst part, you're still expected to keep moving. There are days when you wake up and something inside you feels cracked. Not physically, internally. Like you're carrying something unfinished, something heavy, and you pretend it's fine. You smile, you joke, you distract yourself, but when it gets quiet, you feel it again, that pressure. Running from it feels easier. Scrolling, sleeping, avoiding conversations, avoiding accountability, avoiding the mirror. Because facing it means admitting, this hurts. And most people would rather numb pain than process it. But pain is like a debt. Ignore it, and it collects interest. Face it, and you start paying it down. You don't erase it overnight, but you reduce its control. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with stones. At first, it's manageable. You walk normally. Then someone adds another stone, then another. Eventually, you're slower, tired, frustrated. And instead of removing stones, you try to walk faster. That's what most people do. They push harder without unloading. You don't need to run faster. You need to confront what you're carrying. You made mistakes. You trusted wrong people. You ignored your health. You ignored red flags. You ignored your limits. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But staying there, that's a choice. There's something powerful about standing up after you've emotionally collapsed. Not dramatically, not loudly, just quietly deciding, I'm not done. Even if your confidence feels thin, even if your body feels tired, even if your pride feels bruised, standing up anyway changes something inside you. Most people think strength means never breaking. That's wrong. Strength is breaking and choosing to rebuild. Think about muscle growth. It doesn't grow because it stays intact. It grows because it tears, then repairs stronger. Pain isn't proof you're failing. It's proof you're under pressure. Pressure can crush you or shape you. There will be moments where quitting feels logical, where walking away feels safe, where hiding feels peaceful. But peace built on avoidance is temporary. Eventually, the thing you avoided shows up again, stronger, heavier, closer. Better to face it while you still have energy. You don't outrun your shadow, it follows you. The more you ignore it, the larger it looks. The moment you turn around and face it, it shrinks. Because shadows disappear when you stand in light. Light is accountability. Light is honesty. Light is saying, yes, I messed up. Yes, I'm behind. Yes, I need to fix this. And then moving. There's a reason scars feel different from open wounds. A scar doesn't disappear, but it no longer controls you. It becomes part of your story, not your limitation. That's what you're building. Not perfection, resilience. Let me be clear. There will be days you feel broken. Days you feel like you're not built for this. Days you question your value. Those days are not your identity. They're moments. Moments pass. Identity stays. And identity is shaped by what you do after impact. If you fall, don't dramatize it. Don't label yourself. Don't create a narrative. Just stand back up, again and again and again. Because repetition builds strength, not emotion. You don't need to feel fearless. You need to move despite fear. You don't need to erase pain. You need to function with it. You don't need perfect clarity. You need direction. Small steps, consistent steps, even if they feel insignificant. Think of your life like a cracked mirror. You can stare at the cracks forever, or you can start piecing it together. It won't look like it did before, but it might look stronger, more intentional, more honest. And here's the truth nobody likes hearing. No one is coming to fix it for you. Support is nice. Encouragement is helpful. But ultimately, you're the one who has to stand up. You're the one who has to face it. You're the one who has to endure. You don't run from responsibility. You don't run from consequences. You don't run from growth. Even if it hurts. Even if it humbles you. Even if it exposes you. Because running delays pain. Facing it transforms you. There's honor in staying, in choosing to fight internally, in deciding your worst moment won't define your future. Not because you're fearless, but because you refuse to collapse permanently. Brother to brother, if you're hurting, don't hide. If you're behind, don't freeze. If you've fallen, don't stay down. You don't need applause. You need momentum. Stand back up, even if it breaks you. Don't run from it, even if it hurts. Keep moving forward. There's a moment after something painful happens, where everything slows down. You replay it, the mistake, the loss, the words you shouldn't have said, the decision you regret. It echoes, and the echo is louder than reality. That echo can paralyze you if you let it. Here's something most people misunderstand. Regret is not an enemy. Regret is a signal. It means you expected more from yourself. It's not weakness. That's standard. The problem isn't regret. The problem is staying in it. Regret is supposed to redirect you, not define you. You can either treat your past like a prison or like a teacher. A prison traps you in identity. I'm the one who failed. I'm the one who messed up. I'm the weak one. A teacher shows you pattern. This is where I lacked discipline. This is where I avoided responsibility. This is where I underestimated consequences. Teachers improve you. Prisons shrink you. Choose the role you give your past. Pain has a strange effect. It makes you hyper-aware. After you fall once, you notice every step. After you lose something, you value it differently. After you disappoint yourself, your standards shift. Pain refines perception. That refinement is power if you use it. There's also something quiet about endurance. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It doesn't need witnesses. It's waking up and doing what needs to be done, even when you're emotionally drained. It's going to training when your confidence feels thin. It's studying when your mind feels scattered. It's rebuilding when nobody expects you to. That's endurance. And endurance creates depth. Depth matters. Surface strength looks impressive. It's loud, confident, unshaken. Depth is different. Depth has been tested. It has survived embarrassment. It has survived doubt. It has survived collapse. And that depth makes you stable. Stable people are hard to shake. There will be moments where you feel alone in your struggle, where it feels like everyone else is progressing smoothly. But remember this, most people hide their breaking points. You're not the only one rebuilding. You're just one of the few who chose to admit it. Admission is power. Denial delays growth. Sometimes growth feels like losing pieces of yourself. You outgrow habits. You outgrow environments. You outgrow certain versions of who you were. That feels uncomfortable. But transformation isn't addition. It's replacement. Old patterns are removed. Stronger ones take their place. It's uncomfortable because identity shifts are uncomfortable, but necessary. And when you choose not to run, something changes. Fear loses its authority. It may still exist, but it no longer commands you. It becomes background noise. You move anyway. That's when real progress starts. Not when fear disappears, when obedience to fear disappears. Think about storms. They feel endless when you're inside them. Wind, rain, noise. But storms pass, and after they pass, the ground is different. Washed, rearranged, changed. You are the same. This phase feels intense, but it will pass. The question is, who are you when it does? Stronger or more fragile? That depends on whether you faced it or fled from it. There is dignity in trying again, not loudly, not publicly, just quietly improving. The world doesn't reward immediate redemption. It rewards consistent correction. Every day you adjust. Every day you refine. Every day you choose not to quit. That accumulation becomes identity. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to prove to yourself that you can endure discomfort without collapsing, that you can confront mistakes without hiding, that you can move forward even when confidence is low. That proof changes you. It builds internal certainty, and certainty is stronger than hype. So when it feels heavy, when it feels unfair, when it feels like too much, remember this: you're not being crushed, you're being shaped, and shaping requires pressure. Stand up, not because it's easy, but because staying down guarantees nothing changes. Keep moving, even if it breaks you, even if it hurts, because what's on the other side is a version of you that survived it, and that version is unshakable. There's a silent shift that happens when you stop blaming circumstances. It's uncomfortable, because blame is comforting. Blame keeps your ego intact. It was them, it was timing, it was bad luck. But growth begins the moment you say, even if it wasn't my fault, it's still my responsibility. That sentence changes everything. Responsibility is heavy, but it gives you control, and control restores power. You will never feel ready for the next level, not emotionally, not mentally, not physically. Readiness is a myth created by comfort. The next version of you is built in environments where you feel slightly underprepared. That tension is growth. If you only move when you feel confident, you'll stay where you are. Confidence follows repetition, not the other way around. There's also something dangerous about waiting for the perfect moment to recover. I'll fix my health when things calm down. I'll focus when life becomes stable. I'll restart when I feel better. Life doesn't pause for reconstruction. You rebuild while moving. You heal while progressing. You adjust mid-battle. That's adulthood. That's strength. And here's something rarely said. Progress is not always visible. There are months where nothing looks different from the outside. No applause, no dramatic transformation, no breakthrough moment. But internally, your discipline is tightening. Your emotional reactions are stabilizing. Your standards are sharpening. Invisible growth is still growth. Don't confuse silence with stagnation.
This summer, your Dubai investment can begin in London. Discover Mercedes-Benz Places, Bingati City, a landmark-branded residential destination close to Dubai's leading addresses. A project that brings together contemporary living, refined design, and long-term investment opportunity. Benefit from 100% freehold ownership, 0% property tax, and the opportunity to qualify for the UAE Golden Visa. Prices start from GBP 257,000. Register your interest today.
Cornerstone knows that your workforce readiness means revenue. Opportunity can appear overnight. Strategy can pivot, but can your workforce? Guesswork isn't a plan, and not understanding your workforce costs you money.
You also need to understand something about endurance. It's not about suppressing emotion, it's about regulating it. You can feel doubt and still move. You can feel fear and still decide. You can feel tired and still execute. Emotion doesn't disqualify action, it tests it. There will be days where you look at yourself and feel disappointed. That's not failure, that's awareness. Disappointment means your expectations increased. Low standards never create disappointment. They create comfort, and comfort creates decay. So if you're disappointed, good. It means you care. Now adjust. You don't rebuild your life in one dramatic decision. You rebuild it in micro decisions. Choosing water instead of junk. Choosing rest instead of self-destruction. Choosing honesty instead of excuses. Choosing discipline instead of distraction. Small corrections, repeated daily. That's how identity shifts. Not in speeches, in habits. And don't expect people to understand your internal battles. They see the outside. They see output. They don't see the war in your head at 2 a.m. They don't see the restraint when you want to quit. They don't see the choice to keep going. You don't need them to. Your growth isn't a performance. It's a reconstruction. There's something powerful about accepting that pain will visit you again. It's not a one-time lesson. Challenges return. Stress returns. Doubt returns. But you don't meet it the same way twice. The second time, you're prepared. The third time, you're composed. The fourth time, you're calm. Experience transforms reaction, and reaction determines trajectory. If you want a different life, you must respond differently. Not emotionally, strategically. If you get hurt, you heal properly. If you fall behind, you analyze why. If you lose momentum,